Good morning, everyone.
Good morning.
It's the first time I'm not wearing pyjamas, I think.
Just spilled a bit of coffee on the floor. People always say in the comments they always watch me like nearly spill coffee. Or spill it myself, which I did the other day and didn't realise. But yeah, bit of milk on the floor there. So why are you dressed like this today?
Because I'm doing the 2.6 challenge today.
What is the 2.6 challenge?
You've got to do something with the number 2.6 or 26. You've got to do a challenge because that's how far the marathon is, 26.2 miles. And today would have been the marathon. I would have been running right now. I would have been running through London right now doing the London Marathon.
How does it feel that you're not doing it?
It's weird because if coronavirus hadn't existed, I would have done all the training up till now in order to be ready for the marathon. But me as I am now, because of coronavirus, I've not been able to do all the training. So if all of a sudden yesterday we're like, coronavirus is over and you can run the marathon, I'd be like, oh my god, I'm so not ready. Yeah. So it's a weird feeling right now because I know right now I wouldn't make it to the end, but had the marathon still been going ahead, I would have done the training. Yeah. So I would be ready.
Imagine if they did that as well. Coronavirus is gone. The London Marathon will happen tomorrow. You're like, oh my god.
They've postponed it until October and I still can't run it because it's literally like 3 days before Cinderella opens. It's the Sunday before Cinderella opens.
Yeah, you don't do that, do you?
Because I'll be rehearsing as well. So I'll be rehearsing the week before the marathon, which means I won't be running the marathon as well as I'd want to run the marathon. And then the week afterwards, my legs will be dead. So I won't be doing Cinderella. I won't do the opening night how I'd want to do the opening night. So either one would, well, both of them potentially would suffer. Yeah. So I'd rather just either sign up for a different marathon that isn't a London Marathon prior, if there's one available because of coronavirus, or just wait until next year. Yeah. And run the marathon next year and make sure I've got like the time off around the marathon. But look, either way I'm running a marathon, I'm gonna do it. I'm genuinely gutted that I couldn't run this year, or that, well, no one could run this year. Well, I watched this movie called Brittany Runs a Marathon on your Amazon Prime, thank you, Oliver. It's about this woman who signs up to do the marathon, and then like 3 or 4 weeks before she's due to run it, she's been overtraining and has a stress fracture, and so can't run because she needs to be in a cast for like 6 weeks, which would mean she misses the marathon. So she has to wait an entire year to run the next marathon. And I remember watching it being like, oh man, yeah, that'd suck.
Pretty much.
And now here I am, minus the fracture, but still having potentially to wait a year before I run the London Marathon. Yeah. I'm so gutted. But it's all right. It's just extra time for extra training.
Yeah. And you'll enjoy next year's even more because you've waited for so long for it.
Yeah. But basically I'm gutted that I am not currently running. I think I'd literally be running now. What's the time now? 10 past 10. I can't remember when we'd start, but I think I'd be...
You'd be there at least.
I'd be there. I'd be like approaching the starting line or already have started.
Crazy. My dad did a marathon when he was younger.
I love this story so much.
He trained with my uncle Carrie, and they'd go out every day, or whatever, maybe not every day, but every other day at least, and run. And he trained a lot. Like, my mum said he was always out running with Uncle Carrie. And then on the day of the race, they both set off, and were like, hey, bye, see you later, see you at the finish line, whatever. So they went, hours later, whatever, my mum and my Auntie Sue, were waiting at the finish line. Uncle Carrie comes, finishes, hey, like that. He's like, oh, well done. A couple of minutes by, like, oh, it's Brian, my dad, it's Brian here, like, did you see him? And Uncle Gary's like, I was running with him, and then he just stopped, he just couldn't. So I just carried on thinking he'd catch up to me later on. So I've not seen him for like half the race. Hours went by. Hours. And then eventually my dad came like white as a sheet. Like hours later, like literally like walking over the line. And my mum was like, what happened? What happened? And basically what happened was, he didn't eat any breakfast or anything. He didn't eat any food.
How did he think he was going to make it?
And like the day before, he didn't really eat that much because he was like, oh no, I don't. Because I think this was in the days of when sports science and food, like, if you don't know that sort of stuff, like now we also, it's sort of general knowledge to like eat a lot of carbs.
It's kind of taught in schools, really. I remember having like food technology classes where we were taught like the food groups and what you should and shouldn't eat.
Like you need to eat this, you need to hydrate, you need to do that, you need to whatever. But like back then it's just like, get a fucking bacon sandwich down, you lad, you'll be alright. You know, he didn't have anything.
That's mad. Not even like a nana.
No, I don't think he had anything, because he's probably thinking, because some people don't like to run
on a full stomach.
Yeah. So it might have been his science, like, I don't want to run. And then he got like halfway through, just burnt out. He just couldn't run anymore.
Well, yeah, you just
energy.
Run out of energy, you run out of fuel.
So make sure, if you're doing a marathon, guys, eat your pasta.
I ran my half marathon just by chance with Helen from the Scummy Mummies. Some of you may or may not know the Scummy Mummies. If you do not know them, go and check them out because they are hilarious. Their Instagram is my fave. Helen from the Scummy Mummies was there, and we brought a part of the 10k Celebrate You group that ran the 10k last year for Vitality. Really? So we'd met before and we'd hung out before and haven't seen her in ages. And there were only a handful of people that I knew who were running the half marathon. In fact, I only think there were 2 people that I knew running the half marathon. So we were just chatting before we started the race, and then all of a sudden we're at the starting line, and I said to her, I was like, please don't feel like you have to run with me because I know how slow I am, and I don't want to, like, if you're aiming for a certain time, I don't want you to feel like you have to stick with me, like do your race. And she was like, oh my god, no, you two do your race. Because when we started running, we started in a wave that was way earlier than we should have started. I think we were due to start at like 9:45 and we started at 9:10, the race started at 9, so we were like the second wave.
Yeah.
So we were with people who were like aiming for a like 1 hour marathon, like 1.5 hour marathon, and we were aiming for like 3 hours. So we're like, sorry, so everyone's like barging past us. But the thing I made a mistake in at the 10k was going too fast. So as soon as it started, I was like, oh my god, everyone's running really fast, and tried to run quicker. And then by the time I got to like kilometre 2, my ankles were absolutely killing me. Whereas this race, because we had each other, we kind of kept reminding each other to slow down or just kept up with each other's pace, which meant I like ran further and for longer in the half marathon than I think I ever have before. I don't think I stopped to have a walk until like 5 miles in, which is like almost halfway. But you do hit a point, like you do go through the first, well, you start off and you're fine, and then after a couple of miles you're like, oh okay, yeah, you're like, oh god, I've got like 10, 11 miles to go, this is gonna be tough. And then you get past like mile 5, mile 6, and you're like, I can run forever! Like you get to this point where it's, and around that time you're running through like, I think we were running through like Canary Wharf at that point. So there were loads and loads of people everywhere, and it's gorgeous, like all the buildings, you're by this river, it's absolutely beautiful. So you're like, this is the best! Yeah. And then you get to mile 10 and you're like, I can't do this anymore! Yeah. Oh my god! Oh my god. I ran past this guy who was dressed as a rhino, I think. And like giant rhino, I think it was a rhino, giant rhino costume, or maybe a whale. He was some big animal. And I was like, come on, you can do it! And just shout it. I couldn't see his face. He was like, can you tell me what mile we're at? Because I can't see. So I was like, we're like halfway between 10 and 11. Keep going. Oh god, it was so funny.
What's that tunnel in the marathon? The famous tunnel right near the end. Is it near Embankment?
Yeah,
it's like
the Dartford Tunnel?
Is it that tunnel? Basically, I don't know what it is, and people who've ran the London Marathon will be able to confirm this.
Yeah.
But basically, there's a tunnel, like what, 2 miles from the end, a mile from the end?
Yeah.
And it's...
I think it's at like mile 23.
Yeah.
And you got to get to mile 26.
So like, you're pretty there, you're getting close to the end.
I think that's what it is.
And basically, this is tunnel. I've not done a marathon, but people who've done the London Marathon will tell you that when you go in it, it's like the saddest place.
Yeah.
Because all the atmosphere is not there anymore. Like, there's no people going, go on, you can do it. Because you're in a tunnel. Yeah. And it's like where people, I find, are in the darkest point.
Yeah.
Because there's no people watching you. So if you want to stop or your legs are hurting, people just like fall to the floor in like agony and stress and start crying, and there's people just holding each other.
Rich Carson, who plays the Factory Foreman, was telling me about it.
Yeah.
Because I think he's run 1 or 2 marathons, maybe just the one, I can't remember. But Rich is like, he's like proper like athlete, runner man, and because he's run a marathon, I kept going to him for tips, and he was like, the tunnel's the worst.
Yeah.
He's like, the tunnel is where everyone gives up.
It's like a dark point.
Well, because I guess you're like so close to the end, but you've still got a few miles to go, so it's like the end but not. And there's no crowd to get you through. I honestly cannot even stress to you how important the crowds are.
Yeah.
If you've ever thought about going and watching a marathon, do it. Do it, because I swear to you, you will have the best day. And
cheer them on as well. Make sure you cheer them on.
Yeah, if anyone's got their name on their top, yell it. Because I swear to you, that will get them through the next, even if it's like through the next 100 metres.
Yeah.
You have helped them so much.
That's it, isn't it, with that tunnel? Because people's interaction with the runners is so important, that the fact that you've got those like 100 yards of like nothingness, and I guess it is that as well, like people are not watching you, so you kind of like drop to your knees and like, you don't have no facade anymore, do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
Like when you're running and you're like, this hurts, like everything's hurting, but people are going like, you can do it.
So you're like, yeah, okay, I can do it, I'm doing it for you, come on.
You're not going to drop to your knees, are you? Because you're like, I can't, because so many people watching, I have to do this. But yeah, being hidden behind the tunnel is such a dark place. Oh my God. One
of my favourite bits of advice came from my friend Louise Jones, who ran the marathon a few years ago. And she, like me, was like not a runner at all. And then said she'd run the marathon, she was working for a charity, and they were like, we need people to run for us. Will you do it? And she was like, yeah, sod it, I'll do it. It's in a year's time. And then as it got closer, she was like, oh my God, I'm actually going to have to run the marathon. Oh no. Now she's like a proper runner. She does like park run every weekend. She's super fast. It's crazy. So she sent me this massive list of tips. It's like the best friend ever. Sent me this massive list of tips. And one of them was assign a mile to a person and run that mile for them. So I did it for the half marathon as well and had 13 people for every mile. And then the last, because it's like 13.1. So I think I did the last like 1.1 miles for myself, but then the rest of them. And what I loved though is that every time I hit a mile marker, I got my phone out and filmed a little message. And it, like, even stuff like that kept me going, because it just, I don't know, I looked forward to the next mile. I looked forward to the next time I could get my phone out and do like a little vloggy bit. It was really good. And now I've got that to like look back on and see like how I was at every mile. I seem very like in good spirits through the whole thing, but I do remember a really dark point at like mile 10 or 11, because it was a point where with no crowds, it was like a real residential area, so there was no one really stood out there. And I remember there was a point where I could literally just hear just everyone's feet. I couldn't hear anything other than everyone's feet, because everyone was silent, no one was talking to each other, no one was cheering each other on, there were no crowds, it was literally just everyone's feet on tarmac. It was really bleak.
Yeah, I can imagine.
Honestly, if you've ever thought about signing up for a race, do it. Do it. Race day is the best. Even just like the Vitality 10K. Like you think, oh, you know, it'll only be the marathon that's got that vibe. But the 10K was unreal. Yeah. The 10K is what made me go, do you know what? I'm going to do the half marathon and the marathon. It's so good.
Right, everyone.
Right. I'm going to go run 2.6 miles. Yay!
Goodbye, everyone.
Bye.
What is it? Goodbye, everyone.
Thanks for popping by.
Thanks for popping by.
Stay safe out there.
Stay safe out there. Goodbye, everyone. Thanks for popping by. Stay safe out there.
Yeah.
Don't run a marathon
on an empty stomach.
On an empty stomach. Or in flip-flops, which I was going to go for.
It's better. Sorry, I interrupted.
Because that would be a pain in the ass.
Yeah.
Right. Bye, everyone.
Bye.